Hello, and welcome to Introduction to OpenSidewalks Tasking Manager. In today's video, we will show the basics of using the OpenSidewalks Tasking Manager and how to interface with OpenStreetMap. So for a start, I'm going to navigate in my browser to tasks.opensidewalks.com. As you can see, it will open up. If I'm logged in, it may already make me logged in. In this case, it shows me that I need to either sign up, which I've shown in a previous video of how to interface with the sign up stage, and now I'm going to log in. When logging in, it will take me to the authentication page for OpenStreetMap. Now, if I was logged out of my OpenStreetMap account, it would have also taken me to the OpenStreetMap page where it asks me to enter my username and password. In this case, the username and password were already there and the cookie is on my desktop, so I'm logged in. I just need to provide the authorization for OpenSidewalks to allow access to my account. I grant that access. And now I'm taken to my profile page in the OpenSidewalks Tasking Manager. In this instance, I'm not about to change my language settings, but I wanted to let you know how to do that. If you need to change language or any notification settings, use the pull-down menu next to your username. You will then be taken to your page of settings. You can set up different expert modes, default editor, language. This is what most of you might be interested in, including Spanish and Portuguese. Another set of settings that you can change here are the notifications of how you can be notified by the Tasking Manager. The Tasking Manager is a platform where individuals can team up for mapping in OpenStreetMap, and this is what we're doing with our city teams. The next step is to begin contributing. And so the first step I will take is to explore the different projects currently active in OpenSidewalks. I'm opening this page. I can see that there's page 1 as well as page 2. I can review the different projects that are ongoing. The ones that are highest priority will be noted as high priority. In this particular instance, I'd like to show you how we are mapping in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So I'm going to select this particular project. I can see we're not just mapping anything. This particular project is named the Crossings. And so the objective is to map crossings for the city of Belém, Sao Paulo. Other things to note in this particular page, all I can see is where it is that we're mapping, and it will give me a short description and the coordination of this project. If I want to know more and actually see more, I have to zoom to tasks and click on the contribution. What we can see here is that the project was set up to provide mapping for this whole region, but there are areas of higher interest, and these are the ones marked in red. And so the organizers of this project are prioritizing these set of tasks first. I'm going to click on contribute. And this now allows me to both see the set of instructions for this project, understand what contributions have already occurred here, as well as what are the different tasks. Now you can see them numbered here, but you can also see the map and click on any particular task. The task I clicked on is 147, but I'd like to do what the organizers ask and prioritize the red sections first. So I'm going to select one of the red ones. Now, before I do this, I should note that not only are we trying to complete the higher priority areas first, we also want to ensure that we don't overlap with another team member at the same time. So I'll show you what happens when I select that task. This is now locked to me. So if I was to go to the tasking manager again, and this time log in again, go to projects, I'm giving a quick review, and go to Belém again. If I zoom to tasks, you see that there's one locked task, and that is the task that I just locked. You may see this when others are also mapping. And so the recommendation is not to choose or select any tasks that are exactly adjacent to ones that are locked. It's important to note that because we want to ensure that you are not overlapping in annotations and therefore creating conflicts. So going back to where we were here, when it opens up, you have several different drawers. The first drawer on the left is the ID editors drawer that will show me different elements and what their annotations are. So if I click on this road, now I can see it's labeled as a tertiary road. It has a name, Ruasa or Leopoldo. What's the speed limit, the lanes, the surface, etc. This pane shows me the aerial imagery along with all the OpenStreetMap annotations. You can see that someone has already indicated that there are crossings here, but not in the way that OpenSidewalks indicates them. But this is good to know that there is that others have already done some level of mapping here for pedestrian ways. And the last portion of the screen on the right will show you what project you're participating in, what number task you're doing, how many minutes do you have this task locked for, and you can go back to, I will need the completion instructions in just a minute when I finish annotating this task. I can click here to get the instruction set again so that it can tell me again what I need to map. And it gives me a brief history. But in order for me to see the most of this mapping task, I will likely close this drawer by clicking on it. And now I see more of the map. What I wanted to note is that for every task, there is an outline in pink that indicates what is the area for mapping. It will typically center around an intersection for the Sao Paulo region, or for whichever project it is. So it will center on an intersection for all of the crossing tasks. And the idea is that we're trying not to have the neighboring tasks have any overlaps. So if we're focusing on crossings, and I see that actually a lot of crossings have been done here, if we're focusing on crossings, we're going to attempt to not have overlaps in intersections. So you will hopefully not see a task that has the pink line running directly through the intersection. I will not go into mapping here. We will do this in a second video. What I wanted to show now is how to finish off. So let's say I completed the mapping. I made sure everything is done, and now I want to save it. I will show in a different video how to save it. What's important here is that now I need to complete the task. So I'll go to this drawer, I'll click on completion, and then I will indicate if the task is completely mapped, yes, no, or the imagery is just too bad for me to put it in. And I can also put in a comment. So I did not yet complete this task. And I will say, no, it's not completed. And now I can submit it. I can also just select another task if I haven't done any mapping at all. So the two options for completion would be to submit the task, to select another task. avoid the splitting task because these tasks are fairly small and there's no need to split them. So I will go ahead and submit the task right now. What you'll see is that now there is going to be no record that I've done this because I said, no, I have not. And so it is still available for mapping, that task that I did. Okay. This pretty much shows the shell of the OpenSidewalks tasking manager and how you enter a project, enter a task in the project, begin mapping. We're not doing mapping in this video, and then how you complete a task to indicate to others that it's ready for validation and to go through the rest of the pipeline.